Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to film this video really quick before my son wakes up, but I've been wanting to film this for, I don't know, maybe over a week, because that's how long I have been over this, and I didn't want to make this video until I was completely 100% over what I was going through, just so I could, you know, shed some light to you guys and let you guys know that you will be okay again. I'm going to talk to you guys about my experience with baby blues in a little bit more of a detailed version than what I've talked about it in my vlogs and then the other video that I made talking about it with my breastfeeding struggle and a little bit about the blues. But also, since now I am like finally 100% happy again and back to myself, I wanted to share some tips that helped me get over it and helped me feel better. And just so if any of you guys that are going through this, some of my tips might help someone else out there. At least I hope that I do help someone else, because it is a really weird, unexplainable situation that you are in with the blues. You can't explain it to nobody, and that's the first thing that I want to say, is that if you are depressed or sad, which is how I basically felt, and I felt like this for about 4 weeks into postpartum, and just when the 4-week mark hit, the next day, which 4 weeks was like Fridays makes like the new week, you know, that my son gets, you know, a week older, so always start Friday means like it's been another week that's gone by. That Saturday of the 4-week mark, I woke up and I literally was so happy and just felt like myself 100%. And as the days went on the 3rd week, I felt a little better each day. So I just wanted to throw that out to you guys, that every day that went by, I felt better in some way. And the first week was the worst for me, to be honest with you guys, is because that's the first week with your new baby and you're just feeling all these different emotions. And the hardest thing for me really was the fact that it was no longer me and my husband. And it scared me. It felt like, what am I going to do now? Like, how am I going to feel the same again? How are me and my husband going to continue I don't even know how to explain it to you guys, how I felt in the moment. Like, now I feel fine, you know, but when you're feeling that way, you literally feel like your life is over. And it's really weird, because you do feel like ashamed for feeling like that, because you just come home with your new baby and you're supposed to be overjoyed and in love with your baby. And I want to be honest with you guys and tell you guys that I was not one of those people that felt that way. And I felt really ashamed, and I felt really bad. I felt like a terrible person and mother for feeling that way. But I just want you guys to know that you do not need to feel bad or ashamed, because this thing happening to you happens to so many other women in the world that it's definitely normal to feel like that. And I didn't know that at first. And it doesn't matter if someone tells you that it's okay and normal to feel that way. You're still going to feel bad, because when you have the blues or you're depressed, you just feel bad overall. Like, you feel bad for one, you just gave birth, so your body is completely different. So you feel bad about your body, you feel bad in your soul and your mind, you feel crazy. So the first week sucks, and that was the hardest thing for me, is to realize that I just felt like everything that I was so used to doing with my husband, like going out places, going on adventures. As you guys know, we used to go everywhere every weekend and do something fun all the time. I felt like, oh my god, this was never going to happen again, because what I was having to deal with every day, this newborn baby, was not fun, because it was hard, because your baby is constantly up every hour to 2 hours in the night. You're not used to that. constantly feeding your baby, and especially if you're breastfeeding, which I tried in the beginning and it just seemed to make it worse because it was even more harder. Plus I was having latch problems, so it just stressed me out to like even more of a depression, really. And it was hard. But yeah, I was just feeling so ashamed, really, for feeling bad about not being so crazy in love with my baby like everybody else experienced. Now don't get me wrong, when I had my son in the hospital, this was like before the blues actually hit me. The blues didn't hit me until I come home. But while I was in the hospital giving birth, which is also a blur because it's such a traumatic like thing happening, and your body goes through like the first amount of like sleep deprivation. Like, at least in my opinion, I was up for like what felt like 2 days and I've never really stayed awake that long without sleep, so I was just like super exhausted. But when I had my son, I cried, you know, with happiness and joy, and it was just a really great birthing experience that I had. So I didn't really have a traumatic birth, and I know that can make it a lot worse for some other people that have really hard births, and I didn't have a hard birth. But like I said, I was fine in the hospital, but when I come home, I was hit with like, it honestly just didn't feel like my life anymore, and it won't feel like your life because now you have this other person that you have to take care of 24/7. And when you're only used to taking care of yourself, like in my opinion, or like in my view, I was only used to taking care of me for my whole life. So when you have a baby, especially the first time around, it's really traumatically different. And I just can't stress that enough, is that it's going to be like hard, it's going to be sad, and just know that those are normal feelings to have with the blues. And yeah, and by the way, it wasn't that I didn't love my son, I just didn't feel like I was crazy about him like I am right now. Like, I'm 100% in love with my son now, but in the beginning I almost just wanted to run away and hide in a hole. That's really how I felt. I didn't really want to continue to do that every day. Like, I was just like, oh my god, I want my old life back. And just know that that's normal to want your old life back. Like, I kept grieving over my old life. It was all I could think about. It was all like I dreamt about. Like, every night when I go to sleep for the couple hours that I got, I would dream about me and my husband. And I just kept dreaming about us. And we would be somewhere together alone. And it was just like, I was just like, I don't think I can do this every day. Like, how am I going to continue to do this every day? And then, like, I just got sadder thinking about that. And then it just kind of put me into a thought like, oh my god, this is how my life is going to be every day. Like, I'm going to come out to my living room, which my house didn't even feel like my house. It felt just, like, strange. And I'm going to have to sit on this couch again another day. And another thing that I was having trouble with is that I didn't really want to do anything. I couldn't eat. I had no appetite at all. I lost all kind of weight because of that. And I was just having a hard time with the fact that I was tied down. Really is what it come down to. I was not used to being in my house for that long amount of time, like a week, being inside my house. You guys know that I've always been on the go type of person, working, going places, and when you have a newborn baby, you're just kind of strapped, and it really was hard to deal with being inside my house for that long. I started to feel like a mental patient. I started just to feel crazy. Like, I was like, if I don't get out of this house, or if I don't do something, I don't know what's going to happen to me. And it was really scary to feel like that. And I didn't really know what was going on with me. I just thought that, you know, I was just like, I'm not going to be able to get over that. It's no longer me and my husband, and we're never going to be able to have fun again. That's what I kept thinking. Like, we're never going to be able to do anything fun again. And, of course, people kept reassuring me, like, thank God for my family and my husband, because I would probably still be down. If I had to do all this by myself, I probably would have been in a depression, like a postpartum depression, which is even more severe. So if you guys have it longer than 6 weeks, be sure to talk to your doctor because you might have postpartum depression. But a lot of people say the blues are over in 2 weeks. It took me 4 weeks, guys, and I'm like so much happier now. I'm back to my old self, wanting to do things, cooking, cleaning, making videos, able to like take a shower with the baby now, go places. Another thing that I was really experiencing was that I was scared to death to take him anywhere, like outside of the house. I just felt like I was just scared to go anywhere, and especially by myself with him. I was just like thinking, oh my god, I'm never going to be able to take him anywhere. I'm never going to be able to do anything. I'm not going to be able to go outside. And then my husband would always, when he come home from work, you know, he would encourage me to go take a walk, which I would do, which I'll talk to you guys in a minute about what helped me get over my blues depression. My mom really helped me a lot because she told me about her experience with being depressed, because she has been there in her life. And I've had my moments like when I was in high school and stuff where I've had like moments of being depressed and stuff, but nothing to this level of where every day that I woke up that I still felt sad and like, oh my god, I gotta do this again, like kind of thing. So another thing, I was trying to think of some more things that I just like how you really feel, but you can't honestly really explain it. It's just really hard, like sad, down, crying a lot over, like my biggest thing was me and my husband is what I was crying over. And the fact that I was just so tired. I was crying because I was tired, and I was like, oh my god, every night's going to be like this. And my husband kept telling me, no, it's not. It's going to get better. He said, you're just going to have to be patient and it'll get better in time. And my mom kept telling me that. She's like, you'll be yourself again one day. She's like, you can't give up. And then my brother also gave me great advice too. He told me that think of it as a way like you used to go to work every day and you would just get up and go and do it. He said think of it the same way. You get up every morning and you're taking care of your baby, and don't think about anything, just do it. My biggest advice for you guys would be like to try not to think about anything and just take care of what you gotta do. And I know that's really hard, and I'm getting like off track here because I am still tired, guys. It's week 5 for me and I'm still tired. Like I guess I'll probably be tired for a lot longer yet, but I'm getting used to it with the help of coffee, which I highly recommend. Coffee. I can't live without it. What else was I really feeling? I kind of scared my husband and my mom, to be honest with you guys. Like I felt like I hit rock bottom here before it was over. And you guys, if any of you guys are going through this, let me know when you come out. If you like get over your blues, which you will. Let me know if you guys hit rock bottom too. I hit rock bottom and I literally had like the biggest breakdown that I've ever had. And I just felt like I had drowned or something. And that's how I was feeling the whole time. Like there was this dark cloud over me every day. And just my life felt like someone had died is the best way to explain it. Because I was just so devastated every day that this was my new life. And I was like, I just felt really bad for feeling like that, but just know that it's normal. And anyways, I hit rock bottom. I had a really bad breakdown, and I told my husband that I wanted to die, which is definitely a more severe emotion. And it wasn't like, guys, it wasn't like I was going to take my own life or anything, because I could never do that. I'm not that type of person, and just I know myself well enough to know that I've actually felt like that in high school. Like I was just like, oh, the world would be better off without me and that kind of stuff. And you don't want to, and if you guys really are thinking about like killing yourself, which I was not thinking about that. I was more thinking about like, just kind of wish I wasn't here because I don't want to deal with this. You know what I mean? Like I just was that sad and down. And I didn't feel like that every day to the point where like I kept saying that, but I had the last breakdown that I had, I just kept saying I can't do this. Like I feel like I just want to die because this is so awful. And I was like, and I just don't know why I'm feeling like this. And like my mom and my husband, they knew that what I was going through. A lot of women do go through the baby blues, and they knew time would take care of it. But my husband kind of got to the point where he was a little scared because I was here by myself a couple times and I would cry. He'd call me and I'd be crying, and he was worried. He wanted to come home early a couple times because he was just worried. And some of the things that I said I didn't mean, just like I wanted to die, like I didn't mean that. I just was in the moment of feeling so down that I didn't think my life was ever going to get any better. My husband actually told me that if I didn't start to feel better, he wanted me to talk to my doctor about medication, which I knew I didn't need. I was like, I don't need medicine. I said, I can get out of this. I will get out of this, because I had my days where I had really good days and I started to feel better, and then I would have moments where I would break down again, and just it kept like fluctuating like that. And like I said, the 4th week that come, I just felt like my cloud lifted and I felt so much better. But that is basically how I was feeling. I don't really know how else to explain it, because you can't explain it. But just know that the world is still going on around you, and people are still going to work every day. People are still, like, don't forget that. Don't forget that the world is still moving, and if you have an opportunity to get out of the house and take a walk or drive to town, go to the store, these are some things that I can highly recommend to helping you feel better that really helped me. Music is key and the biggest inspiration. Like, music has always helped me get through bad times. Music, definitely music. Alone time. Time to yourself is very important. Don't forget to take care of yourself. They always say if you can't take care of you, you can't take care of your baby. Make sure you give yourself that time. And if somebody like your family, your mom, your dad, your husband is offering to you to watch the baby while you go and do something for yourself, or if you go hang out with a friend, or if you go to town, like I said, if you take a shower, if you want to take a bath, take the time for yourself. I highly recommend that. Is like the #1 way. My baby's up. I'm gonna have to be back, but I will finish filming this in a little bit. I'll be back. Oh, I know, it's awful. It's awful, honey. Look here. Say, oh, I was just so unhappy when I woke up. Oh, you're still unhappy. Oh. Hey. You gotta poop? Is that what's the matter? You need to go to the bathroom? He's cranky. I was gonna show him to you guys, but he's so cranky right now. You guys gotta see the happy boy. He's really upset. So he just woke up, but I don't think he was ready to wake up. I don't know why he woke up. But look, say hi to him. Say hi. Oh, look, you see yourself in there? You see yourself. So I'm back. Finally, it's actually about probably an hour later now. But anyways, what was I saying? Tips on feeling better, on having the blues. As I was telling you guys, at least I think I was telling you guys. I can't remember what we was talking about, but family support and your spouse support, friends, is very important to feeling better. Like I said, they can give you a break. Just having them around, like for me, honestly, if I felt better just having somebody in the house with me, I almost wonder if it would have been less bad for me if my husband was able to stay home with me, which unfortunately he is not able to do that. He has to work. But I think if he was here every day with me, I don't think I would have been nearly as sad. But my family has been a big help. They've been coming over and they were sitting with me, and just with somebody here, like I was always 100% fine. Just talking to somebody else, I felt really lonely. when it was just me and the baby, and I just kind of felt isolated and just stressed, really. So I really recommend to get a group of people that you are close to or that you know to come over if you have that available to you. Now, I know a lot of people don't have support like that, and I feel really bad for the people that don't have support, and for you single moms and dads out there, props to you. I don't know how you do that, but you're amazing. Remember that, because being a parent is a really hard job. It's not easy, and if you don't have support around you, I do recommend reaching out to some people maybe here on YouTube, like some other moms on social media, and there's always somebody out there to talk to. Like, just getting on my YouTube and hearing your guys' comments and your advice and stuff has also really helped me. So thank you guys for giving me the support and telling me that there is light at the end of the tunnel and that I will come out of that in time. The most important thing with feeling better with the blues is that you really just have to let time go by. And I know that a lot of you guys don't want to hear that, because I didn't want to hear that. I wanted to be fixed like right now because I was tired of feeling that way. And I understand where you're coming from if you guys feel that way. But you really just have to let time go by, and it does get better. And you do feel normal again after having blues. Now, postpartum depression, like I said, I think that's something that you cannot get out of, that will last a lot longer. But the blues will pass. So that's the good news about that, is that you just really have to give it time. And everybody's different. Just because somebody might get over it in like a couple weeks doesn't mean that you might. So you just ought to really just give yourself time, and take time for yourself is really the biggest advice that I can give. And you want to feel normal as much as possible after having a baby, because you feel weird anyways. At least I did. Like, I felt weird not being pregnant anymore. You carry this life inside of you for 9 months, and then you give birth, and it's just traumatic. And then you just, like, for me, example, like, I just wanted to be myself again. You know, I wanted to jump right on the wagon of exercising and having a sex drive and getting skinny again, like, and eating healthy, and you're thinking all this stuff that, like, before in your life, before being pregnant, you could easily take care of yourself and do that kind of stuff right away, whatever you wanted to. So like right after you have your baby, you're thinking like this is what you want to do, but it's really hard because you have to tend to somebody else's needs 24/7. So you just kind of feel like you don't have time for yourself. And that really stressed me out too. And then, like, now I'm getting better about managing time for me, and obviously taking care of my son. He's the most important thing. But you really just can't forget about yourself. Do not forget about yourself. And, like, it is so weird, still weird to me, to not be pregnant and to be moving around the house and having energy, because toward the end of pregnancy it was just like, oh, I'm done. It gets so hard. But what was I going to talk about? But another thing that I wanted to mention was that it's just a huge lifestyle change, and it will forever change your life. It's just kind of like some other times in your life, like from going from being a child to a teenager, and your life just dramatically changes when you're going from grade school to high school or to middle school, whatever. It's kind of like the same thing from going to not having a baby to having a baby, except it's a little bit more dramatic in my opinion, because like I said, you're taking care of somebody else. So it's just like a huge change, and I'm one of them people that don't do well with change right away. I have to give it time. That's my biggest advice to you guys, is just please give it time. You will feel better again. And don't forget your coffee or your Coke or your Pepsi, whatever it is that you like to drink that has caffeine. I highly recommend caffeine because that's going to get you through those sleepless nights and sleepless days if you're like me and I cannot nap. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I really hope that I touched base on everything that I wanted to say to you guys. Like I said, if I think of anything else that I forgot, because I am tired and I can't think half the time, so I do apologize. But yeah, I just want you guys to know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. You will feel better again, and you'll be able to have your life back again. You'll be able to think like your life is not over, because it's not. Your life is just beginning. You just have a new addition, as somebody wrote here on YouTube to me, and kind of when I was feeling bad, they had wrote, it's not a new life, it's just a change in life with a new addition added on, which is basically what it is. And he is everything in the world to me. I love him so much. I love my son so much. Like, I honestly cannot imagine not having him. So you will go from maybe thinking that did you make the right choice to knowing that you made the right choice, and knowing that everything happens for a reason, and your life will be forever fun, because babies are just joyful. Like, it's so great. Like, once you get past feeling bad, it's great. You feel 10 times better. You'll manage on how to do things. You'll manage your life a lot better once you get used to it. It's not so bad. Trust me, it's not bad. Once you get used to the routine, which I'm still not on a routine, which I hate, but every day I just try to be patient. That's another thing. Be patient, and it'll all come together. And if you guys have any questions on anything that, like, maybe some of you guys are feeling that I didn't talk about, leave a comment down below, because I'm sure I'll be able to tell you that I can relate, because there are so many probably more emotions that I didn't mention. But it's just crazy because you can't really explain it to somebody that's never been down or depressed. It's just like this feeling. It's terrible, really, and scary, but just know it gets better. Okay, I love you guys. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.